Hey, everybody. I can't take how wonderful I feel today. Oh, my God. You know you're tuned into ASADAH Says. And, baby, today, Hercules. We bringing the fever and the flavor. That's right. Stephanie Hart, Brown Sugar Bakery. I can wait till the excellence comes to the stage. But first, if you don't know what the female solution is, you're going to know what it is now. You know why? Because without it, I wouldn't even be here. Be right back. Don't y'all go nowhere. We're going to get it rolling after these female solution messages. Don't go nowhere.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
Told you. Oh, no, I couldn't hardly sleep this morning, y'all, because of the excellence about to hit the stage. So, again, you're tuned in to ASADAH Says. That's right, podcasting live from the Female Solution stage. And I think I'm going to show you this video first so you get all the basic questions out the way and you can see the sister Stephanie Hart's excellence up close and personal. Take a look, okay?
Brown Sugar Bakery is a Southern style bakery located on the south side of Chicago. We founded Brown Sugar Bakery in 2002, and because of the type of cakes that I made representing my grandmother, I wanted to be in the type of neighborhood my grandmother would have lived in so that we could make sure that we survived, and we've been here 22 years. Hi, I'm Stephanie Hart. I'm the founder of Brown Sugar Bakery. I think the secret to my success is offering a community exactly what they want. Being able to bake like the people that they love, giving people cakes for their celebrations.
The reason why brown sugar is so delicious,
We make a variety of cakes at Brown Sugar Bakery, and most of them are motivated by my childhood memories of cakes that I love, and other things like I love rainbow sherbet. And so we make a rainbow sherbet cake. I love the little caramel bullets with the white center, so we make a vanilla cream cheese and caramel cake. We just try to have fun. As a child, I was not a baker. This is a learned skill as an adult. For baking, when I was little, all the primo cakes came from the ladies that were my grandmother's age and older. I actually let my grandmother leave the planet without learning how to bake because she was so good at it, I didn't need to do it. And craving a pineapple coconut cake, which was my choice for my birthday, I taught myself how to bake. I'm totally self-taught as a baker, and that has its ups and downs. It wasn't easy to learn how to bake. I think the thing that attracted me to baking once I began to get good at it is baking is a science. To be good at it, once you get something right, all you have to do is the same thing over and over again. That appeals to me. When I started Brown Sugar Bakery, I had no idea that it could grow into the business that it is today. My sole and only goal was to provide cakes to this neighborhood. I really did not know that it would grow beyond our community. And now that we ship nationwide, we're becoming America's cake, and I love it. Hey, Shelly, you're not gonna believe it, but I have customers in here right now from Lafayette, Indiana, that visit your restaurant. Yeah, so they come in.
Best Bakery Award goes to Stephanie Hart, Brown Sugar Bakery, Chicago, Illinois.
I am so thankful for the accolades and the love that the nation shows me. I think our first big breakthrough was winning Best Bakery in America on the Steve Harvey show. And then Vice President Kamala Harris came to the bakery. It not only made us feel good, but it made our whole neighborhood feel good. And it also made people appreciate us as a small business just a little bit more, to know that these national celebrities would actually stop by our bakery on 75th Street. The message that I want to tell people about my community is Yes, you could look at it that the south side of Chicago is full of crime, but the south side of Chicago is full of entrepreneurs and very smart people that go on to do very great things. The talent that's in my community is amazing. We have businesses in our community that have been here 70 years. I would say do not sleep on urban communities. Yes, we may have crime, but the more businesses like mine that can go into business and survive and employ people, that's how you get crime down, offer jobs. We are retail.
I love it. Y'all, without further ado, let me bring on live to you my girl, Stephanie Hart. What's up?
Good morning, Sister Asada. Yay.
Man, come on, Stephanie. Come on. Like, you know, I write down a few questions for people, some of the average. But for you, I was like, we dealing with celebrity level, but I love your humility, right? You don't act like you gotta be famous, but you know who you are in the community. And I guess I want to talk about that a little bit because, man, there had to be a shift. What were you before Brown Sugar Bakery? I mean, I know you for that. We know you for that. But before that, what were you? Who were you?
I have always been an entrepreneur, kind of raised by, nationalist type parents that
Mhm,
believed in Black excellence.
mhm,
And I've always been an entrepreneur. For 20 years before I started Brown Sugar Bakery, I had a technology company.
mhm.
During the time that I had a technology company, I manufactured clothes for full figured women. Just always working, just always trying to make something, produce body.
Look, look, whoever that is, tell them don't be calling you right now. You famous, you dealing with the ASADA says. But people are
Yes.
commenting already. Let me see what this comment is already. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said, love that orange sherbet cake. You definitely bringing on the cake lovers this morning, my darling. They gonna be calling in for sure. Thank you, Zelda Speaks, for saying that. So now you did clothing for women, for fuller figure women. Why were you an entrepreneur though? Because see, entrepreneurship is not for the faint at heart. Like you got to really work the ebb and flow of it. But so why weren't you just sort of a job girl, just over broke, blah blah blah? How do you do the entrepreneur thing?
That was
I guess
in
why.
me. Yeah, I don't know why it was in me. I started making candles, lemonade stand. We'd have fashion shows. It was what we did to entertain ourselves as kids. I love the idea of creating stuff. I was a paper girl. Um, I just always worked. From the time I was like 8 years old, I was busy doing things, making things, trying things. I sold Mary Kay when I was in high school. Then I found, as a young adult, I found Allure Naturel. I started a store on 95th Street when I was 18 years old. Didn't last. I've had a lot of failures. Um, but what else am I gonna do? I never thought I was employable, maybe that's it. I didn't think that people would hire me. So I never tried.
A leader is a leader. It's just something that we know. You kind of know, and it's not really about I don't want to be controlled by others, but you just have this innovation in you, and we can see things. And then I think it goes from seeing it to actually being it to creating it, right? And I guess that's a question I have in terms of when did the shift occur to really, because you're a bad, good businesswoman to me, a wonderful entrepreneur, but when did the shift happen to make it so that you knew like to take the business for real, for real. Like you said, you had a lot of failures, and failures can create people going in another direction, but it obviously didn't make you go in another direction. When did the shift happen so that you took business like, I'm going to do this and take it to another place?
Honestly, Asada, I never ever didn't do it. Like literally, I
Okay.
just kept down the path, and it was failures. Some of them were really, really hard, but I never thought that meant quit. I might just be dumb enough. I mean, sometimes you just have to be a little naive, or maybe if I had more education, I'd have been like, oh, 1 and 1 is not adding up to 2. You might need to take a different path. I always thought that if I kept beating the obstacles, eventually I would get there. And I've had some seriously hard times. Like people have laughed at me. Um, yeah, I have. But what else was I really going to do? I had to do something. And I wasn't the type of person to really just go and be a part of some corporation or something. Um, and if I did, it would have been for 5 minutes. And I've been trying to tell them, you could do this better. I've had people tell me this when I've tried to work with other people. And I will never forget that somebody told me, if you think you can do it better, go do it. So that's what I do.
Oh, you heard that, y'all? If you think you could do it better, go do it. And I so relate to that. I've had people say in my world, they look at my book fair and say, "Well, you should do this and you should." And I say, "No, you should do it." No, don't finish that sentence. You should do it. Don't be coming over here telling me how to do it. And I just love that steadfastness. And if you're watching this, I need you to observe how the hurdles were knocked over and how she leaped into real deal action. Now, let me tell y'all something. I got a lot of video footage. I got all kind of stuff. I could have done this show just showing your videos alone. But I kind of want to take this time to look at your accolades and look at the things that you really brought to the table, right? There's something I want to share, and I want you to just talk a little bit about it because it was just so much. And I'm like, wait, this is not even small. Look at this right here. Let's go. Let's take this to the side. What's this about, Mama? This Chicago Eats, Chicago's iconic eats. Let me bring this back. Talk a little bit about your presence on the cover of this magazine, the magazine, and your presence in it.
I will tell you that I have always said from the time I got started that I was going to be Chicago's cake. And I think this is 20 something years after I started saying that.
Mm.
And for me, that cover is special because it is the cover of Chicago Magazine's Iconic Eats, where they go through all of the things that are iconic in Chicago. Everything that has ever been iconic in Chicago has, made this cut. And for me to make the cover with my cake really made me feel like, well, I am Chicago's cake. So that's why I love that
Mm.
so
Mm.
much,
Mm.
is because that was a goal of mine. And then right after that, it's like, now I need to be America's cake.
I love it. We're gonna get to that in a minute because in Scientology we call that a postulate. It's like it's what you post, and so you say it, and it is right. Now you can control the time. It might have taken 20 years, but you made it, and now you getting ready to make the new postulate of America's cake. So I love that. And then what about this? What about this energy? This black and culinary, black food businesses. Was this a symposium? Your presence was in it. Talk a little bit about this.
That was a symposium. And, we just have such a great Black culinary scene in Chicago. I'm so
Mhm.
honored to be incubated, surrounded, mentored by great Black people that, are in our community.
Mhm.
It is unique being Black and in food, and to have so many entrepreneurs that are so skilled.
Mhm.
It is extremely helpful. So, the network, the superstars that we have from, you know, Eric at Virtue, Cliff Rome, I love Maya, Justice of the Pies. She's a young
Mhm.
girl that, inspires me. I knew her dad. I just love our scene. Lim's Barbecue right across the street, 70 years. Their line kept me going. I mean, it really
Okay.
did. From actually going and serving in that line to just being encouraged by one day people will stand in a line for me.
And don't think I've seen the lines in front of your restaurant. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, especially what Thanksgiving.
Eventually, not to start with though.
I feel you. I feel you. And that's what I think we have to know is that you don't give up, baby. You got to really see that end goal. Like you said, that Chicago's cake and the lines outside the store. Maybe it didn't come overnight, but there's something about you that you didn't give up. And I think a lot of people give up. What would you say were some of the maybe challenges that made you want to give up at some point? Or did you ever think about giving up at all?
There's been a couple specific times that I wanted to give up. Particularly, one was when I was going to be evicted from my store.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was probably the time that made me want to give up the most.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was something that could be negotiated. What I didn't realize is it was a kind of ploy to try to go into business with me. So it was a play. And the community rallied and said, you might want to work a plan with this young lady because the community appreciates her, and we won't like you if you do this. And that was amazing, like literally.
Look, don't play when you got the community behind you, right? And Steph, let me
Yeah,
tell you, let me tell you what I always tell this story, and I don't know how many details I have intact, but I think one time your store got broken into, but they didn't take the money; they took the cakes. Is that correct?
it is truly correct. I call it, I tell people what a great compliment. Just like, oh, you're cute for a fat girl. It was like, what in the world and who in the world? And honestly, I was sitting at a Mother's Day. It happened around Mother's Day. And the reason I know is because Quentin Love with I Love Food Group, he had a thing for mothers and he was honoring me. And one of his friends showed me a text. Now, this isn't some guy on the street. This is a guy that, he was like, look, I got a deal. I was leaving a club on 75th Street and I bought a caramel cake from Brown Sugar Bakery.
Stop,
I am like, who buys a cake
stop.
in the middle of the night from
I can't.
somebody selling it? I mean, I couldn't. I
I
was
just can't.
like, oh my goodness.
I mean, come on, Chicago. That's our Chicago, right? It's just it's replete with experiences. But like you said, what a compliment. They selling your cake. So we glad that wasn't a regular occurrence, but it does speak to the excellence that is your work. Speaking of excellence, you got a legacy award recently, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
WBD Marketing does an amazing job with entrepreneurs and uplifting young entrepreneurs. The Legacy Award is about appreciation of people that have been in the community, and they give the award for various things. But the real core is about raising money for the next generation of entrepreneurs and showing them support. They invest in young entrepreneurs and get them prepared to pitch.
Wow.
That night, over $30,000 was awarded to three young entrepreneurs that had very great ideas, very polished concepts. And it made me feel so good to not only receive a legacy award for myself, but to really see that there are young people, regardless of what they're showing us,
Mhm.
there is a future. And they are out here, and there is so much excellence in our community that is hidden from us, but
That's
it's
right.
there. And I love WBD Marketing for exposing that to us.
Well, y'all know I got a clip of that. Don't even try it. If you wasn't there, you know I got to show it. So let's just take a quick look at my girl getting her award, please.
Thank you for your support, and man, I'm really, really, really touched by this one. Thank you to WB Marketing. You don't often get to stand in a room full of your people. I don't often get to be in a room full of entrepreneurs that I know, that I that love on me. So to receive this in this environment, to receive this from a room full of people, and y'all know me and I know you, is awesome. Thank you. We love your caramel cake. Yeah.
Paparazzi pictures. Beautiful. And now, how long ago was that?
That was a week ago.
It was, right? I saw it. And, I saw it, guys, on social media. People were videotaping it from different lenses. So I saw it between people's heads. I saw that one. And so I'm just so happy that the community, I was like, but I was so happy for you. And I don't really like to say I'm so proud of you. That doesn't really encapsulate like what I feel. There's something that you're doing that you may not even be clear that you're doing, right? You're selling cakes. You know that the community is buying them. You know that we are satisfied. You know they're good. But the process of becoming what you've become and beyond is impacting those of us that do want to give up sometimes, that do have a plan, but we're not sure. And so I do say, ooh, thank you for that. And there's so much more to come about that. We're going to go to a commercial break, but not yet, though. Y'all just stay tight because I think I have, and like I said, I have so many questions here. What do you feel like was the highlight for you in this process of becoming Brown Sugar Bakery?
That's a good question. I would say there have been so many because one thing is when you are moving to grow a business, especially you start out and you don't really have, I didn't really have a clear vision for this that's happening now. I think that the biggest thing for me was getting the recognition to export out of my community. And I say export out because I never planned on leaving. I had a lot of different opportunities to do different things, but the right one came along with Navy Pier. And I think that was a highlight and a challenge for me because I got the opportunity, but it was a different opportunity. I had to build out a store. And that was probably the smallest, 288 square feet with the biggest price tag. And in 2014, I started the journey and I didn't open my store until like November of 2016. So it took me a long time. I was grateful that they hung with me. And I'm grateful because there were people in the community that one thing led to another. I was turned down by banks. And there were people in the community that came to my aid and said, you know what, we're not going to let this. And it was just an amazing time for me to be able to go through the process of working with design constraints and architects and construction and build out. it was a real level up for me and my thinking, and an
Mhm.
opportunity for me to showcase my neighborhood. It really did give me the opportunity to sell 75th Street. And I
Wow.
think that's where I really got an opportunity to start digging in. Yeah, this is really good and it's cute what you got here, but you need to come to 75th Street. And when you come to 75th Street, not only can you get this, and this, but you can go across the street and get the barbecue. And if you don't like barbecue, you can go down the block to Soul Vegetarian and you can eat there. And there are things to do and things to see. And so that gave me an opportunity to advocate for my community, the people who actually listened and came.
Nice. I have a question down here about your ideology because
Hmm.
you got people that think that going to Navy Pier is the come up, right? Which is cool. Yeah, all right. You in another community. But what you're doing is laden with your ideology about your people. Why is that important for you to big up 75th? You keep saying the word community to represent my community. To where's that come from? Like that whole wanting to still put us on stage and make us important.
I mean, I weep for anybody who doesn't feel like that, right? I don't really know how to like kind of say that, like who isn't doing that? Why wouldn't you do that? I'm about economy. At the heart, I love business. And if you don't love yourself, you can't love anything, right? And so I don't understand that someone would need to have a specific ideology in order to be it's self improvement, and myself looks a lot like more like yourself, right? And
Mhm.
no man is an island and all of that stuff. Like, I mean, I don't understand how it could. I don't understand when it's another way, and I'm challenged by other ways. So, you
Mm.
know, I think who I am, right? And I think that's why ultimately I have found some success, because this isn't fake.
That's right.
This is who I am.
That's
And
right.
if you keep saying the same thing long enough, I just saw my brother friend, part of my community, who comes and gets his pound cake, strong entrepreneur. His name is Larry, Larry's Barbershop. He's building this big place. He's been talking about it since the day I met him,
Okay.
which was 15 years ago. And I'm so proud that he gets to see what he said. And I wish for an opportunity for more of us to get together, to talk about it, to say about it, and then work towards it. I don't understand the other way. I don't. So I guess my ideology is just simply being myself and being in love with, the who we are and our history and what I really know about us to be true.
See, y'all. See, you out there sacrificing who you are, cutting who you are, thinking that the success is behind the relinquishing of who you are. But one of the things I love about you, Steph, is that you're not. Like, you can be yourself, but you got to find yourself. Like, you got to just be who innately you are without the sacrificing concepts of you. Because see, you having that viewpoint, mom, like you said, she said, I weep for people who don't think that way. Yes, right. Because it's in our community, though. It's what we think is the come up, the getting rid of. But I love that you are an example of not doing that and staying the course, keeping who you are in mind. So that, and I think that's one of the important things that you do. We see evidence of what you can do if you stay the course and be yourself, right? That's what you are. So, oh, I don't mean to keep talking. We're going to go to a commercial break because when we come back, hold on. Your past and your present are phenomenal. But boy, do you have a future folks don't know about. Hercules, Hercules. You guys do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages because this sister got something to share. Don't you go nowhere. We'll be right back. Great day. It's your girl Asada here to introduce a new female solution show called ASADAH Says. That's right. Every month we're going to talk about everything I am, from cryptocurrency and financial security to good health and parenting strategies. Come on and talk with me every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And let's do that thing the way Asada says it should be done. See you then. Peace, right here on the Female Solution.
Take a look at this. Brown Sugar Bakery, a wildly popular destination on the far south side that's building a better Chicago. The bakery even has a starring role in the Disney Plus series Ironheart.
Like you.
Yes, I have a little part.
She's got a cameo. It's not as tasty as this. Founder Stephanie Hart tells Jose Sanders how life is sweeter in Greater Grand Crossing with her confections created right here, what she calls dangerously delicious.
So have you always been a baker, or was that something that was always in your heart?
I started baking in my 40s at home, and let's just tell the truth and shame the devil, it wasn't good. There were many bad cakes. When I'd be coming to my daughter's ballet, that's where the ballet moms would try my cake, they'd be like, oh no, we just ate.
Hart grew up in Downers Grove and ran a tech company with her husband before creating her true recipe for success.
This product I developed was really kind of from my heart. It was from a love place. I think that what kept me going was the stories of the people and how the cake made them feel and how it connected them to their memories of love and family and culture.
The entrepreneur took over the longtime Cupid Candies factory, shipping her products around the world.
And now you're doing candy.
I'm the only African-American manufacturer of chocolate in America, female. So we can produce about 40,000 pieces of candy in a day.
Customers come from miles away for the house specialty.
I'm a caramel cake lover, so why not come for the best on my birthday?
But all the way from Detroit?
All the way from Detroit.
I'm always honored when that happens, when people get off planes and make it their first stop or drive several miles away from other cities to get their cakes because they're special to them.
Why is it so important for you to be anchored and stay here on 75th Street?
For people that look like us and for communities that look like us to receive tourists and to grow. So I'm excited about being here.
What is your dream, Stephanie, for Brown Sugar, or are you already living that dream?
My dream for Brown Sugar Bakery is still coming true. I want to give my money back to the people that give money to me. And so those that shop here, I want to hire their nieces and nephews. There's just no real better feeling than the fact that the cakes that people buy turn into the homes for the people that I employ.
Jose Sanders, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Oh, that looks so good. Well, Stephanie says it's been very rewarding to hire people from the neighborhood for 23 years and teaching them skills for a lifetime. Her current manager, by the way, started working for her when she was just 17 years old.
How about that? Wonder what the ballet moms would say now.
I know, right?
Brown Sugar can ship almost anywhere too, and you can arrange that delivery here in Chicago if you just can't wait.
Okay, we all want some right now.
Looks good, yeah.
All right, check it out. You see it on the news, right? Big time. And I think, did you see the part where Steph said that they said that she bought a candy company, she bought a candy factory, and then she said that we make over 40,000 pieces of candy a day. Like, what is going on? So we know what that takes. That takes sugar, that takes chocolate, that takes material. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. When Steph comes back, she's going to explain a little bit about that. But man, oh man, I didn't know that she even went into the candy game like that. I'm bringing her back right now. Let me see. Hey, Steph, there you go.
Hey.
Now, look, we saw the news. You up in here making 40,000 pieces of candy a day? What? Wait, can you explain what that is about? What is that?
That's what the capacity of the factory is. And yeah, that's what we are over there doing. We make various types of candy, creams, toffees, turtles. You know me, I'm coming up with new stuff. We've got, we make a variety of turtles, not just the ones with pecans. We make a German chocolate turtle where we use our German chocolate frosting on top of the pecans. We do a naked turtle because sometimes you don't want no chocolate. We do white turtles. We use ruby chocolate on our turtles, which is a natural type of chocolate. It's kind of a pinky purple color, and it
Okay.
kind of has a berry finish to it.
Now look, y'all. I think I saw something about some $500,000. What in the world is this? Let me look at this here. What founder of black-owned bakery in Chicago buys historic candy factory for 500K? Now what? So just talk about that for a minute, because we're not going to just jump in this bad boy. Talk about, yeah, we make candies. No, what is this? When did this occur?
So in 2019, there was a capital grant that was released by the state of Illinois.
Okay.
And that grant was to purchase property. And
Mm-hmm.
at that time, I was looking to expand my capacity, my footprint to bake cakes. So I was looking for something, of course, making buying something. I was looking, I didn't necessarily have the money. So the grant came along and I tried for it. And I will tell you, it was so hard to do that grant that when I finished it, I really did know that I got it. I
Mm,
didn't do the grant alone. It was a tedious process, and I needed to get the help and employ a consultant who I employed, Tequila Shabazz, to help me with that grant. Who she then put together a team
mm.
of people to apply for that grant. And I'm glad that I had the ability to not think I could do it by myself. Sometimes when we get into areas that we don't know, we need to reach out. But I had an all black team, and we nailed it. And
Mm,
it was amazing that I actually received that grant. There were 10 people, I believe, 8 to 10 people that got that grant. And I also
wow.
have to say that the particular people that were working at the state of Illinois,
Mhm.
they put the grant together in such a way that also helped minorities win it.
Okay.
They put the stipulation on that your current business and your future, what you wanted to do with the money, had to impact communities like the one I'm in.
Wow.
And typically in the past, those grants have been just for anybody, right?
Got you.
And
Okay.
although it was a statewide grant process, that stipulation narrowed it in to zip codes where the people were more likely to look like me.
I love it. I love it. We got comments on there, people already. Let me see what's going on. Naima says, I'm waiting for the part where I can order one of those caramel cakes. Should I type in my address for delivery? No, boo boo. What you want to do is go to that website down there where it say www.brownsugarbakerychicago.com, and you will see a button where it says to order right there, even if you're in another state. Hercules, Hercules. They ain't got to worry about bothering you sipping on that water right there. Now, look at this. This says here, is that Larry Shannon Barbershop? Is that what you was talking about?
You know, I love Larry, and I don't know his name. He's the brother that has the barber shops that are in the prisons. That's what he got known
Mhm.
for. And I started, I just appreciated that he was working with returning citizens and helping them have a future. And then he started the barber college, Larry's Barber College on 79th Street. And he, had dorms, and now he's building a huge complex.
Wow.
And he's the brother that had the barbershops and Walmarts. So
Mm.
that Larry, I don't know Larry's last name. I'm sorry, Larry. I should know your last.
That's okay.
It's Larry that plays in churches. He's the musical director for um, New Life Covenant and other churches. He's a busy guy. His
A busy guy.
daughter just opened up Brûlée in the South Loop, which is a
Mm.
brunch restaurant.
We love it. Look
So
how
y'all visit Brûlée too.
look how plug all the people. That's what I'm talking about. Plug them, baby. Look, Anthony Turner said, joining your live. Saw your FB post about this. Thanks for doing this live. You already know. And we got the star on. Now, let me tell you, I'm not going to waste no more time with y'all. Let me tell you why. The girl so cold, Stephanie so cold. You already heard her past. You heard her present. Steph, what is happening in your future? I don't think I want to hear like the lofty, I want to be a big baker. Because you know I got footage. What are you doing right now that's getting ready to set a tone for people even in other parts of the world? Come on with it. Tell us.
So when I started making candy, I was challenged. And the truth of the matter is 100% transparency. I didn't know where chocolate came from. You know, the way chocolate is presented to us in America, it's Belgium chocolate, it's Swiss chocolate. It's never African chocolate. I had never heard African chocolate, right?
Right.
And so I never questioned it, but I was posed by somebody, actually a white person, who said, "What are you going to do when someone asks you about blood chocolate?" I'm like, "Blood chocolate?" And this is right after I took over, right? So we're
Okay.
going back to 2020.
Okay.
And I'm like, blood chocolate, researched it and found out that basically 70% of all cocoa is grown in West Africa. And we ain't never heard of African chocolate. You never saw no African chocolate brand. And immediately I was struck that, you know, and time again, I have finally made it to Africa. My immediate goal was, how can I purchase from Black people? I met a young brother. His name is Ismail Samad. Y'all
Okay.
follow Loiter Cafe and Ismail Samad on Instagram. He is tough. He is he's on the board of a company called Cross Atlantic Chocolate. And that group is trying to help go into African communities that grow cocoa and upgrade them so that they're not selling the bean. Because see, here's what happens. The cotton, like in our fields, in the cotton field, only one person's going to buy the cotton raw, right? The beans have to be sold to the government. So it's a commodity and there's a set price. It's basically sharecropping. Okay. But if they can be empowered with the equipment to upgrade to what I buy is called couverture. It is a chocolate that's had the cocoa butter added to it. It's ground. It's already roasted. I don't have to deal with that. And then it's blocked. And then that is what I've been buying in the US, right? And so now there are women in Africa. I met with a woman who represents 1,000 farmers, Black women farmers, 1,000 Black women farmers. And it's so funny because when I got to Ghana, I'm like, what makes me think I can really do this? And I met this woman, Letitia Yankee, through the Cross Atlantic Chocolate. And, you know, she was making couverture, but she didn't have a market because, believe it or not, Africans don't really eat chocolate. They use some byproducts of cocoa, but they are growing way more cocoa, just selling the beans. So I made my connection and I was so proud to exchange money and buy fairly traded, right? So this woman is able to upgrade to couverture, and instead of, you know, making pennies, if a penny on the dollar, you know, she's really making money. And this can change people. So now my goal is to take the 10 women who came out to see me, because there were 10 other farmers. So that's a total of 11 farmers, and upgrade them, put them in business with the equipment that they need to manufacture the couverture for me in the US.
Look, y'all, look. Look. Do we need a moment of silence? Y'all know I got footage. Y'all better stop playing with me. Let's take a look. Y'all think she making this story up? No, she's not. Would y'all please take a look at this footage? We gonna put ourselves on the side, mama, so I can show this. Hold up. Where we at? Hold up, baby. Thank you so much for sharing this. Y'all take a look.
I came a long way to see you ladies. I'm very honored to be with you. In America, I make chocolate.
In America, no, or chocolate, so you took cocoa.
So I was wanting to come so very badly because I didn't know where the chocolate I'm making candy with came from.
No, cocoa, because you took cocoa the end chocolate, but on nim quine first one, you chocolate, so person being quine mufas mudia cocoa or no be chocolate.
In America, they make us think that chocolate comes from the Netherlands, from Belgium, from Switzerland. And I did not know that chocolate came from Africa.
And I say America, your mom would say chocolate, if we Netherlands, Belgium, by your country, we say, anyway, baby, say Ghana, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, or Honolulu.
So when I found out that cocoa is black, from Africa, I started off wanting to come 5 years ago.
You see, who say yeah, cocoa or Ghana and Africa, and say 5 years back, no person baby.
Y'all, come on, I got more, baby. Watch this.
Cocoa pod I'm holding in Africa. See, for him to capture. This is my first cocoa pod in Africa.
Watch this. Oh.
The black soap? Ah, that's the dark one.
So we have black soap about power America. They know how to do the black soap.
I'll import that too.
Otosu mu ya obeto amam e wa America enti mu a mu hye no mu ma ne ye kwa no mu sesa mu ngada mu ho na ye metre ni mu ye mpeda asan ne o ne ade a mu de be ye
brown sugar and black brown soap.
My God, there's so many similarities in what we do. I mean, look at that, you all. That looks like our caramel, but that's pure chocolate. And doesn't this look like our caramel? But it is chocolate. Look at how beautiful that is. This is pure organic chocolate. In the stage that I get is called couverture. She's made the couverture for me. Go ahead. Yes. Do it. Yes.
Tell me how it tastes.
Yeah. This is Allison. Cool. I'm gonna tell you, this tastes better than the
organic.
It tastes better than any chocolate I've ever had.
And climate smart.
Climate smart, yes.
I love
Okianye namoya deni ebeye juma kwekafwe namoya deni ebeye juma ya namoya deni ebeye juma bende namoya deni ebeye juma yenjayo ebeye juma yenjayo Yes, we are saying that the work is hard, but you will not lose faith. You will continue to work. That's all our message. Thank you for coming.
I wish my phone worked. Let me see if my phone works.
Yeah, I think.
Let's finish it off, baby, with this.
Brown sugar bakery and cocoa ma. Yeah,
Yay! Man, look, I told Stephanie get tissues for crying. I'm sitting here like this. I'm like, I can't even imagine being in that setting and looking at what you are about to create. What is this going to look like for both Brown Sugar Bakery? How this is positioned, marketed, and primarily, what is this going to do for the sisters? What is this getting ready to do for Africa, what you're creating?
So to get down to the numbers, they're going to make 10 times what they make selling beans. Period. I mean, they're going to go from sharecropping to entrepreneurs. And it is so exciting. And then, I'm around there going, y'all throw this away, and they're like, yeah, we could make black soap, but, I'm like, oh, I can sell that too. So, I am really focusing in on the first 10 and Letitia, who the sale that I made with her in Africa when I went was the largest sale she had ever made. And she's like, I'm going to use the money to buy this and buy that. I'm like, don't use the money for that. I'm coming with the money. And I've been back a week and I've already raised the money to buy her a roaster and this thing called a winnower, which will automatically, what we were doing when you saw us doing that?
Yeah.
After the beans are roasted, that is the old fashioned way of taking off the shell before you grind it.
Wow.
And, there's a machine that just, you put the beans in and it does it. And so I've got her, we're trying to locate, I've raised the money to get her a roaster. And she roasted these beans for this 150 pounds of chocolate that I brought back in an oven. Like in an oven, that's so much work, trays in and out. And this is so much work, I mean, you saw.
I saw. Girl.
You know what I mean? But that's only a few beans. You know how much beans it takes to make? We're talking 64 kilos to make 150 pounds. There's a lot of beans you didn't see that they're doing this too, right?
Yeah. Wow.
And so a winnower will just speed up the process and, make it literally so they can use their time for other things. And so I am gonna say, by far, listening to this was like, can you do this? Like, can you do it? And I will say that God just made it so easy for me. It was easy. The hardest thing was the road to get there, because baby, I am not in Accra. I am in those, I'm 6 hours outside of Accra in the forest. Okay.
Yes.
That was challenging and, scary, like the bumps and no roads and no concrete. And, just for me, because I'm a city girl, I'm much more comfortable on 75th Street than I am in a field. But
yes,
it changed my life. And I cannot wait to continue this. And honestly, there are people that are now, I'm going to get them involved. I was trying for years to go through channels. And literally, a consultant of mine was getting married and asked me to stand up for her in her wedding. And I'm like, okay, but stay with me after your wedding and we're going to do this. And we did it on our own without, governments or anything. I went and I gave that sister the money like we do business on the South Side.
Ooh,
And the South Side, it's just an airplane away. It's not, it was just so much less once I did it. It was just
yes.
so much less and so much more impactful. I really did not understand that these women are working this hard for so little, and that
Wow.
me, myself, on the South Side of Chicago, a little micro minority business could have that kind of impact. So it does feel really good.
Come on, girl. Let me tell you about the stolen kids. That's us in America, African Americans. Let me tell you something. We the fire of the African diaspora, and we have the skill set to empower the entire diaspora. All we got to do is work it. Let me read some of these comments, girl. Zelda says, thank you, Queens, for the herstory lesson. Queen Mother continues teaching us. Ashe, Ashe. I know that's right. Thank you. Makes me want to go there. Such passionate community. Love it. You got it. Look at this. Then Naima says, this is real international trade where our people are truly benefiting rather than being exploited. How powerful. Let me tell you something, Stephanie. Mm, mm, mm. You got so many supporters, but now you about to get even more because you're aligning what you do with not just filling our tummies with goodness, but man, you filling our spirits with your agenda, with your goals, and the fact that you're superseding any hindrance from doing what you're told to do. Let me end with this and give it. We got 2 more minutes. Leave us with your last words that articulate, I guess, your purpose. Why you do what you do and what you'd like to see from it. Give me last 2 minutes of all that.
I guess what I want to say is this: I'm learning now at this stage that listening to your heart and just trusting yourself, and taking the limit of time and now and what people tell you is possible is really the solution for us. Time is a construct that keeps us from succeeding. And, I hope that everyone can learn that, maybe this could have happened year 1, but it happened year 25 next year. And, on my way out to the forest, the guy said something. I was like, why are you driving so fast? He said, the road is far. And, but we got there. And so the road might be far, but keep going.
Hold on. My tissues. My tissues. I'm like, I love her so much. Stephanie, thank you so much for being here today. You have imparted such inspiration to not only myself, but I know our viewers and things we didn't know. Thank you for letting me share your time in Africa so that we can see with our own eyes. This for real, for real. And the
You did it
truth.
first. I haven't even released. I'm having a little thing made, but you said, I'm like, here, ASADAH, I know that the people that are here with you are my people, and I want them to see, that it matters.
That's right. Bottom line, it matters and it makes an impact. You guys, thank you so much for being here today with us on ASADAH Says, Black Entrepreneurship Lives, starring Stephanie Hart of Brown Sugar Bakery. I'm about to say Black Sugar Bakery. Looking at that video. Love y'all so much. Have a wonderful day, y'all, and let's continue to grow. Thank you. Peace. I'm so happy. Let's do it. Have a good one, y'all.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur.
Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.